Just recently I saw an intriguing video on TikTok For You page about a man that supposedly saw an alien on the beach that was surrounded by the police, and that ever since he filmed the event, some strange cars have been following this guy. And I never take stuff seriously that is posted on TikTok, but when I saw the guy's comment section, many people actually believe this, and I became intrigued. I also want to believe his video, but in order to do that, I am going to investigate this guy's TikToks. Brian Daniel is his TikTok account, and now he has made series of videos about the alien stuff. So let's start from the first one.
A space object landed on the Florida coast last night. We tracked it down and the officers had something suspicious in this yellow bag. When we got home, a man in a suit was already at our place.
So the video was uploaded on April 14th, 2021, and indeed there was a space object that landed in Florida the day before. That was around 10 PM, and the object was confirmed to be a very bright meteor. Usually these meteors aren't big, and the debris burns in the upper atmosphere, not reaching the ground. However, there are rarer instances where larger meteorites approach the atmosphere and go closer to the surface before exploding and leaving behind many smaller fragments. But if this was the case, then it most likely happened over the open ocean, according to the press. Then Brian proceeds to record a guy that is supposedly at his property taking pictures of his home, but if you look closely in the video, the man is actually taking pictures of himself for whatever reason. It's still mysterious. And the footage on the beach is also kind of suspicious because it is most likely a drowned corpse, hence the normal police being there. And the yellow bag that is usually for bodies. And the police tape.
An unidentified aerial phenomenon dropped down on the Florida coast. First thing in the morning we drove to the beach to find it. This is what we saw when we got there. We tried to get closer, but the officers on the beach saw us. When we got home, this man was at our house. For days we have seen suspicious vehicles in front of our place. If anyone knows what we should do, please let us know.
This part is literally the same as part 1 but worded differently, which already raises suspicion. But not only that, this video specifies that it was the next morning when they drove to the location of the fallen unidentified object, assuming that they knew that the object fell at that specific beach, at that specific place. And how was he exactly able to track the specific location?
Today, Joe Rogan reposted a news article from CNN of the Pentagon confirming leaked videos of UFOs. In an effort to stop my video from being leaked, they sent somebody to my home. Regardless, I'm here to share what I have until I can't anymore. This is what we saw when we tracked down the space object the next morning.
Literally the same as parts 1 and 2, but at the start he mentions that Joe Rogan reposted an article about Pentagon confirming UFOs. It has nothing to do with the Florida event. It might be actually to convince the viewer that UFO equals aliens, which is not always true.
The week we have seen more and more people come forward about space object sightings. Was what I saw on the beach that day the same thing that was flying through the sky? Was the man in the suit at my house to delete the evidence? If so, why me? Did they not want us to see this?
Let me break it to you. The thing you saw on the beach was not what you saw in the sky. That was a meteor, my friend. And the man in the suit that was next to your house filming himself, you could have just asked him what he was doing, you know, but we'll move on. Part 5, I will not show it to you, is the same story recycled but with more media cover about the Florida meteorite, and he also mentions a van that was driving past his house for the past few days.
My previous posts have allowed nearly 20 million people to see the alien I tracked down. After seeing one of these bright lights crash down, I went to the site. I saw officials surrounding the alien. Barstool Sports posted a UFO sighting in broad daylight. Why won't the government and the mainstream media tell us the truth?
Let me finally speak up about the quality of the footage. Always in such a bad quality, and it is so we are not able to tell if the footage is fake. This time we have some new footage of a smoke from a diesel engine that is in a ring form as seen in this video. After these 6 parts, this TikTok account became a full-time alien investigator by the looks of it. Let's look at some of his new TikToks.
New UFO sighting took place tonight. This footage was filmed in the USA. Thermal analysis shows what could be a smaller ship flying around, and a much larger mothership behind it. Save and share this video before it's too late.
This video shows a footage of a thunderstorm and the forming of a lightning ball sped up. And then we have a bunch of TikToks with news reports together with footage that is taken out of context, but to be fair, I like to entertain this idea about aliens. But the way this guy is just recycling the same clips over and over again, it loses all the credibility.
The moment my videos exposing the world's first ever seen alien went viral, I have been seeing government vehicles outside my home. A couple weeks ago, I even saw a man investigating my property. Did he show up to delete the only true evidence that aliens might actually be living among us? Save and share this video in case the government permanently takes it away.
I still don't understand why would you think that a man has to go to your house to delete footage that is taken on a phone.
Over the course of the last month, nearly 100 million people have watched my videos showing the world the alien I saw on the beach. Let's fast forward to right now. My videos have reached so many people, that even well-known celebrities and public figures have privately reached out to tell me about their encounters with aliens and UFOs. Currently, they wish to keep their identities anonymous. Like and share this video now, because the more exposure we get, the closer we are to finding out the truth. We deserve it.
This is the moment I realized that this guy is capping 100%. Like, my man, do you think that if celebrities reach out to you about some alien evidence, that they are more special than other people who might have a even better evidence about UFOs? Or are you talking about the Illuminati? Like, what are you on about? What was the point of this TikTok?
As you might already know, I tracked down a space object that landed on the beach. I took pictures and videos and drove home. When I got there, a man in a suit was already at my home. Ever since, I have seen surveillance vehicles outside my home. Yesterday, I decided to track down the vehicle after I saw it leave my place. The person driving the vehicle immediately noticed it was me, and began driving very quickly. Eventually, they stopped off at a nearby gas station, which is where I was able to catch up. I pulled up next to the vehicle. To my surprise, nobody was in the driver's seat. Did they move to the back of the vehicle so I couldn't see who it is? Eventually, it had been over an hour, so I decided to leave. Save this video just in case it gets removed.
Notice how the video is cut very weirdly. It is because this guy recorded like 3 different vans, so it matches his story. Unless 3 different vans, and as Brian likes to say, surveillance vehicles have been following him. I like how the van has stopped at the gas station, but then he decides to check if someone is at the driver's seat on a completely different vehicle that is parked in a parking place.
I've been seeing government surveillance vehicles outside my home ever since I saw this alien on the beach. I even saw a man at my home who might have been there to delete the evidence. Now that hundreds of millions of people have seen the white surveillance vans and the alien, the government has caught on, and changed their strategy. For days, I have been seeing a black SUV outside of my home. Yesterday, I attempted to approach the vehicle, and it immediately sped away from me. The more people who save and share this video, the more chance we have of exposing the truth about what I saw on the beach that day. Help me share the truth and prove that aliens are truly among us.
My man, the black SUV looks like your neighbor's car. What a change of strategy from the government to track you down. I am pretty confident that the government wouldn't track you down in such a plain sight as well.
Recently, I saw an alien laying on the beach surrounded by government officials. I decided to investigate the origin of the alien, and I stumbled upon what looks like an underwater alien base. Notice the circular structure deep underwater with an opening in the center. When viewed from land, we can see what looks like a UFO, right above the alien base. When we take a closer look at the underwater alien base, we can see that there is a 27-foot opening in the center. Is this where the UFOs go to hide from us? How many more hidden alien bases are there around the world? They are everywhere.
Okay, some new proof. Now we're talking. Alright. This object is actually truly mysterious. I wouldn't say it has anything to do with UFOs straight off the bat, but it is not a new discovery. This is located in Greece. Already a few years ago, several news articles covered this, and the object might be a volcanic cone, a hill that is shaped from material of volcanic eruptions that piles up around the vent, or it might be a bomb marks from local fishermen that use this place to illegally fish, or it could be a man-made reef, or a algae formation, or a open ocean aquaculture cage. Anyway, I believe that this place is worth further investigation, but less focused on it being a UFO or a USO. Because if it was a hidden alien base, then UFO reports around that place would be above average. But right now the most reports are in the USA for whatever reason. I like what the Brian Daniel guy is doing, but I don't like his approach. If you want to be serious about it, then don't repeat the same old story time and time again. Come up with new stuff, new evidence with backed up links. Otherwise people will not take you seriously, and the only people that will think this is real will be kids. You know what vibe I got from his TikToks? I feel like Brian was taken away by the cloud syndrome. He saw that his UFO TikToks got more views and likes than his regular TikToks. Like, take a look at this. And the way he's bragging about the views in his TikToks just further proves my point. He feels like he needs to put out stuff, otherwise his new audience won't be engaged. But he doesn't have new UFO evidence, so he just posts the same story but with different wording, or he is specifically trying to catch people's attention from the For You page and doesn't care about his followers but wants to get the message out. That would be reasonable, but one of his non-UFO TikToks proves my point about cloud syndrome. Take a look.
My friends and I came across a man on the street carrying a bag that looked like it had a person inside. We chased after him. We finally caught up to him at his house. Let us know if you want to see what was inside the man's bag.
They followed that guy that looks homeless and make a TikTok rather than report him to the police. But not only that, he takes it a step further and says, let us know if you want to see what was inside. But guess what? This TikTok was posted 4 months ago and no update, because this video didn't do as good as his UFO ones. And maybe, just maybe, this guy is making a big prank out of this. And I hope so, because I don't take this guy seriously. I want to take him seriously, but I can't, judging by his content. But people in his comments look genuinely concerned. But hey, maybe they are playing it up and I'm the one that is getting pranked. What do you think?